Kimberly Quinn is an actress, writer, producer, and director. Beyond her captivating performances on screen, Kimberly is deeply committed to her personal wellness journey. She devotes time both in the morning and evening to nurture her well-being through a personal meditation practice. A dedicated vegan, she is clear about setting intentions and prioritizes self-reflection, allowing her to cultivate mindfulness and resilience in all aspects of her life. Thank you so much, Kimberly Quinn, for joining me here in AwareNow to share this space, to share your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
So, you're not only known for your talent in front and behind the camera as an actress, writer, producer, director, but also for your commitment to personal wellness. So my first question for you today, Kim, is can you share with us how your meditation practice has influenced your approach to both your professional and personal life?
Sure. Yeah, so my meditation practice has definitely grown since I began. There's a lot of ways to meditate that I would jump on and learn about, whether it be transcendental or this or that. And at first, when I first started meditating, it was very frustrating. And like, I think for a lot of people, they don't know what's happening. Like, why am I sitting here? And then, it turned into my own practice of self-love and sitting down, putting my hand over my heart and saying, I love you. And then going through forgiveness for myself and forgiveness for others, and sitting in that and sitting with spirit. And that is my jam. Like, that is what I have ended with, that I don't think I will ever move from.
That's beautiful. I love how you mentioned forgiveness not for others, but first and foremost for yourself.
First and foremost for yourself. Connecting to yourself and loving yourself, because self-love has it kind of has a bad rap sometimes. It seems a little self-indulgent. It seems like it's all about you. It seems like, but if you don't fill your own cup first, you can't fill others. So we have a lot to forgive ourselves for. We've all lived this life. We've all made mistakes. We've all grown. We've all, done things or whatever, traumas, this, that has entered our life, and there's a lot to heal in all of our beautiful spirit beings.
Yeah, I 100% agree. So let's switch gears a bit. So transitioning to a vegan lifestyle, that often comes, I would imagine, with its own set of challenges. My question now is, what inspired you to adopt this lifestyle, and how has being vegan impacted your overall well-being?
This is my second go at being vegan. And I don't say go because I feel like I am a vegan, but the first time, it was back in the day when not many people were vegan. And I really just found myself eating hummus and crackers and like not never feeling like I had a meal. It was always like snacking and weird. And then because I don't think I was achieving it properly, because I just was starting out, my body was craving meat, and it was craving red meat specifically. So I listened to it because I always listen to my body. And so I would do it. So anyway, I kind of like was like, well, maybe I'm not vegan. Like, okay. So, and then I incorporated some meat again, but not for long. And I jumped back on the train. And so being vegan again and knowing now how to give myself proper nutrition, um, and have actual meals and have ways of eating breakfast, it's like, and now restaurants are, so giving of like vegan options and this and that. Not that I eat out often, I don't. but it has changed my life because I feel more balanced. I feel more centered. I don't have the answer. Like I don't know if it's for everyone. I just know what's right for me. And I have no cravings. I have figured out all of my, how to balance everything, all of my meals. And to be honest, I just feel like it lines up with my journey of wellness and my spiritual life, and it balances me in my mind and gives me peace in a way where, when you're feeding yourself hormones and whatnot, it messes with you. It messed with me in particular because I had to have surgery. I had a cyst on my ovary. And this was my jump into veganism, and I never went back because all the research I did was that you get cysts in your body because of the hormones of in the food and all the meat. And I said, okay, well, that's it. That's it. I'm done. Never again. Not doing it. You know, unless it's where your food's coming from, where it's sourced and whatnot. I even my daughter, she still eats meat, and I get it from a farm with no hormones, and I know the farmer, and I do the best I can, although she's going to college, so I don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying not to panic about that.
Right? As we all do as parents, for sure.
Yeah.
So, so many people, they struggle to maintain a vegan lifestyle due to societal pressures, convenience. So, how do you navigate those sort of social situations and stay true to your values while adhering to your vegan lifestyle?
Well, I usually eat before I go out.
Uh-huh.
If I'm going to dinner with someone and I don't know the restaurant, or I know it's just going to have like a salad or, not many options, I'll eat before I go out.
Uh-huh.
And I satisfy myself that way. You just have to take care of yourself if you want to take care of yourself, because I also want to go out with my friends and like go to dinner and like sit with them and like whatever. So I will get that salad, but I'll feel satiated because I have already eaten.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a little
Smart,
trick.
smart trick for sure. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more here on the vegan pipeline here. When it comes to being vegan, what is your favorite? If you could have one dish, your favorite dish to make at home, what is it?
Oh God.
I know it's hard question.
Well, just one.
Or two, I suppose.
Well, but the thing is, for me, being vegan, it's not just like a dish, it's specific foods like the sweet potato, the avocado. The sweet potato, I think, would be my go-to because it's always satisfying. But I have to put it with avocado. And then I have to do the like herb hummus, and then I have to mix in my greens and my vegetables and some nuts and seeds. I can't pick one. That's not a good question.
All right, I will accept that. And on the avocado bit, we are huge avocado fans here. Our 5-year-old Forrest, make him an avocado bagel and say, "Mama, please, Himalayan sea salt, please." So he's becoming an avocado aficionado, I suppose.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. It's so
Uh,
great.
so circling back just to wellness in general, let's talk about your film. In your upcoming film, American Dreamer, you portray a character dealing with a complex family dynamic. How do you personally deal with complexities at home and at work to maintain your emotional and mental wellness?
I think since I have changed my environment by moving out of a toxic environment, a place where I lived, Los Angeles. I don't know if you live, I don't know where. So for me, it was not good. And I think changing where I lived and getting in nature and being more connected to nature, the ground, my food, what's going in my body, my spiritual life, my meditation, having it be a slower paced outside so that the inside could be slower as well. And and then also being able to get my work done. I think that was the key for me, is getting out and being in a more natural environment to slow me down.
For sure, for sure. Um, let's talk more about, I mean, specifically in this film, you play the role of Maggie, your complicated and concerned daughter. Um, my question now is, can you relate to this character that you play? I imagine, not being an actress, that must be difficult at sometimes. Like, how can I be this person if I can't relate? Can you relate to this character?
1,000%. 1,000% I can relate to her. She's wild, she's crazy, she's complicated, she's she has her guards up, she has walls, she has like all of this stuff, and every ounce of behavior that she portrayed in that movie, I have portrayed myself. So I have not always been an even keel person. I think that is part of my wellness journey. So, growing up in a single family home, single mom, and you know, very poor and having to make it, and kind of being alone and having to figure this life out and not feeling, kind of always being in survival mode. um I encountered many different scenarios where I would react in certain ways or do certain things or behave, this way or that way. So I feel like I'm on my like 10th, I don't know, 10th version of myself
Uh,
in this life. It's like, oh yeah, that was that at that time. Yeah. Oh, I'll just marry that time with that time and that time. Got it.
yeah, yeah, I hear you. Like version 1.0, version 2.0, version whatever.
Exactly.
Are we working
Exactly. And I'm thankful for all of those versions, by the way.
right? Because they brought you to the fabulous version that you are now.
Well, yeah. And,
Mhm.
not to say, but those versions were fun. When you react and get crazy and have drama in your life and get like, "Wah," like there's something fun about that,
Mhm.
it, at that time. You can look back and be like, oh my gosh, that was so crazy. But it's a good memory. I don't have like, but now I'm like, okay, well, that was then and this is now.
And this is now, absolutely. One more question for you today, Kim, is in life, we seem to have this tendency to allocate time for self-care only when there is time left at the end of the day.
Hmm.
So, as someone who leads a very busy life, how do you ensure that you prioritize self-care and maintain consistency in your wellness practices? How do you do that?
Well, I guess being on the 10th version of myself, I've realized that self-care is the first priority. It's not the last. And so I now make it my first priority. It is, if I have to get up early to do it, if I have to change my schedule to do it, if I have to whatever, I know that self-care and self-love is the first priority in my life, and I believe should be in everybody's life. And I know everyone's super busy, and I know, but once you learn the importance of it and how you will change your life, it will actually be life changing for you, to sit with yourself and to give yourself what you need, because no one else is going to give it to you. No one. You think, oh, my husband will give it to me. Oh, my daughter will give it. Oh, no, 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 my friends. No, no one's going to give you what you need. You have to do it for you and with you. And, and if you don't want to, then if you don't feel like you're worthy enough, or you don't feel this enough, or you don't feel like, you think other people are more important than you or whatever, then I would suggest journaling about that, because they're not. You are your most important self on this planet while you're here living and breathing. And it's an unfortunate thing that no one else is going to take care of you because, we were all brought up with the Cinderella dream. And we wanted to, we want to have that. And hopefully, you are lucky enough to have a fantastic husband. But there are, it's like Swiss cheese. There are holes that they can't fill for you. And then you get mad because, like, why aren't you doing it? It's like, well, because they don't A, know how, and B, it's only something you have the answer to. Mm-hmm. You just don't trust yourself at this moment or love yourself enough to go fill that void. So I've made it my number one priority, whatever that looks like, however I have to move my schedule around.
That's right. And it's like, why do we have to give ourselves permission to do that? It's a permission granted,
No.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Permission granted. Yeah. Who are we asking, by the way? Yeah. Like, we are our own vessels. So why are we looking outside of ourselves for things we need? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's inside of you. And the answers are inside of you. You have to appreciate yourself for what you did. You have to appreciate your own cooking.
Yes. I love that.
You have to appreciate your own cooking. And if no one else likes it, that's on them. As long as you like find it like the most delicious dish, mm-hmm. That's all that's important because you put everything you had into it, all your love, mm-hmm. everything that you could give, you put it into that dish, and not everyone's gonna like it.
Right.
It's like acting or the movies or like whatever. It's like not everyone's gonna like it, and that's okay. Do you like it? Do I like it? I love it. I love that character. I love playing that. I love, I'm happy. Right. We really do put ourselves last. It's a sad thing, but we're all victims because we're not being taught. Mm-hmm. We're not being taught in society that should be a first priority. Right. We're being taught like to put others first, this and that and look, if the plane's going down, you put your oxygen mask on first.
Yes.
Like you have to put it on first, or else you can't help anyone else. Right. If you're not happy, you can't help anyone. If you're not putting self-care first, which equals self-love, by the way, if you're not doing that first, you're not happy. You're just not happy. You're upset about this or that or blah, blah, blah. And it's like, then no one gets help. Mm-hmm. Then everyone suffers because you're not happy. Right. And the women, we're important in the family because we run the roost. Mm-hmm. I know the men think they do, but they don't, right? Like, we honor them, we respect them, like, of course, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying we run the roost. The saying, if mom's not happy, no one's happy. Mm-hmm. Well, why is that? Because we run the roost. So, we gotta take care of ourselves, mm-hmm. So everyone else is happy. Right. Because if you don't have your self-love, you can't love your child as much as you want to love them. You can't love your husband. You can't love, right. Your friends, everything. So that's how I prioritize self-care.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story, Kimberly. Thank you for sharing this space. And thank you for helping all of us become a bit more aware now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.